FAA Memo, why every drone pilot should read this. Got that coming up. Last night on Tuesday Night Rotor Talk Live, we discussed at length a memo that recently came out from the FAA. So let's go ahead without any further ado and roll that clip. Now, the first thing I wanted to go over was this memo that was leaked from the FAA, and what a memo it is. So let me go ahead and share that screen right now. Okay. The memo says, now this memo was dated May 10th, 2019. And it is from Aaron Barnett, Director Operations Headquarters. Subject, mandatory briefing item, pre-duty brief, operational personnel, section 349 SUAS implementation, due May 16, 2019. Due to changes in the law mandated by the 2018 FAA Reauthorization Act, all hobbyist or recreational unmanned aircraft system operators are required to have authorizations from air traffic to fly in controlled airspace. The new law puts restrictions in place that limit all recreational operations to less than 400 feet in uncontrolled airspace and require approval for any operations in controlled airspace. This memo and attached pre-duty brief serve as an interim guidance for the implementation of this new law. Previously, recreational flyers could communicate with the tower or controlling facility and notify of intent to fly. The language in the previous law was vague and did not allow for, require, or intervention from approval from air traffic controllers. This new law will remove local air traffic controller involvement with recreational UAS operators and reduce distractions and phone calls while improving the safety of the national airspace system. Air traffic facilities should not authorize or approve any recreational flight. The purpose of this implementation plan is to diminish the need for calls to towers from recreational operators requiring to fly in controlled airspace. The authorization and restrictions for recreational UAS operators will be a national authorization for fixed sites in controlled airspace as detailed below. Recreational UAS operators will be authorized to fly in controlled airspace at fixed sites that will be listed via multiple venues from the Federal Register Notice, Advisory Circular, and FAA Office of Communication public releases. Approximately 350 Academy of Model Aeronautics AMA fixed sites are located in controlled airspace, but less than 200 are listed for recreational UAS use. These sites will be more than 2 miles from a runway surface and be required to operate in accordance with the altitude specified in the Unmanned Aircraft Systems Facilities Map. Okay, that was an awful lot here to go over, but I thought it was important here. And basically the gist of this, Eric, welcome. Thanks for joining. Ron, Better with a Drone. Jeanette, welcome. Wow, you're awake up in Australia. That's fantastic. Builder 710, welcome. So what does all this mean? Well, basically this means if you're a recreational pilot, if you're not a Part 107 pilot, they're making it more difficult for recreational pilots here. And I think what they're trying to do, Floyd Motes, welcome. Ian Jones, welcome. Do you think Spark 2 will be surprised? No, it will not. I'll get into that in a minute, Ian. Hope you're feeling better. What this is going to do is this is going to force recreational pilots to get their Part 107. And because Part 107s are still able to, if the app allows it and the airport allows it, to get authorization via that app like AirMap, for instance, or I believe Kitty Hawk does that as well. So this is what this means. And it's talking about, controlled airspace, controlled sites to be able to fly recreationally. Definitely pay attention to this. Now, there was more to this memo than what we saw. There's additional pages to it. I tried to look for it. I could not find it. It's not out there. It doesn't say recreational flyers can't apply for waivers. Only the calling of towers no longer. Yes, that's correct, Better with a Drone. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, you can apply for a waiver to fly there. It's just that you can't call the tower like you used to and say, hey, this is Bill the Drone Reviewer. I'm going to be flying today and at this location, at this time, and at this altitude, is it okay? And they'll say, usually would say, yeah. and you know, and can you give your phone number? And then they take your phone number, and that's it. So, well, that's good. I'm sorry, Ian. I am so sorry you've not been feeling good. I sure will say hi to Valerie. Thank you. So, you know, that's where we're at with this. I mean, it's, you know, the restrictions are in place. And, you know, my big thing is to get educated on this, because if you're educated and know and can understand what's going on and what all of this means, you know, Better with a Drone put it very well. You can still get a waiver to fly in these controlled airspaces. Okay, it doesn't cut you out from doing that. What it's saying is you just can't call the tower to do this. There's going to be a process involved for you to fly in controlled airspace, and you know, it's, for me, I've never flown in controlled airspace. I've never had to call the tower before. I've never been that close enough to an airport to do that. So, question of the day: what are your thoughts regarding the FAA memo that I put up on the screen? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like the content from today's video, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and tell others about the channel. Also, be sure to check out my Facebook page, where I do post daily updates regarding the drone and drone industry and anything DJI, Autel, or Parrot related. Also, be sure to check out my Twitter account, where I do post daily updates, and Instagram as well. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.